What is it like living alone in Vietnam? Hi, I'm Alex. I live alone in Hanoi, with no job and no friends. This is what a typical day in my life looks like. I wake up in the morning, no work to rush to, no coworkers to talk to, no plans for the day. I get out of bed, take some rice, and start cooking. I usually make enough for all 3 meals today. When you live alone, you start doing little things like this. You cook for yourself, you clean for yourself, you decide what to do with the rest of the day. It sounds simple, but sometimes these small routines are what keep your days moving forward. So this is how my day begins. Just me making some rice and getting ready for another day of living alone in Vietnam. I also have a fresh coconut that I picked up at the supermarket. It cost me just 12,000 Vietnamese dong, about 46 cents. I'm going to make a little hole in the coconut so I can stick a straw in and drink the coconut water. I don't have any fancy tools for this, so I'm just using a knife. Living alone means you learn to do little things yourself. Sometimes it's as simple as figuring out how to open a coconut without making a mess. I stick a straw into the coconut and take a few sips of fresh coconut water. I've also just boiled some corn on the stove. So I take half an ear and sit down to eat. Nothing fancy, just a simple breakfast at home. After breakfast, I head to the supermarket to pick up some groceries. I need to get a few things for the next couple of days, so I grab my bag and head out. But how much does it actually cost to buy groceries in Vietnam? Come along with me on today's shopping trip and let's find out. Corn costs 42 cents per ear. Pork shoulder costs $6.87 per kilogram. I usually go for pork shoulder. It's nice and tender with just a little bit of fat, so it's perfect for braised pork. I'll take 1.2 kilos. Chicken drumsticks cost $3.78 per kilogram. Chicken thighs cost $3.66 per kilogram. This is the ready-to-eat food section. They have a wide variety of meals, including rice dishes and fried noodles, priced from 95 cents to $1.37 per meal. Over here, you can find spring rolls, fried chicken, roasted chicken, and many other prepared foods. A six-pack of Heineken beer costs $3.99. It's summertime, and so I couldn't help checking out the beer section. Carlsberg beer costs 59 cents per can. Saigon beer costs 59 cents per can. Tiger beer costs 58 cents per can. A pack of large paper straws costs 88 cents. A pack of small paper straws costs 34 cents. I'll take this one. This insulated bottle costs $11.41. A 1.5-liter bottle of La Vie water costs 38 cents. A 5-liter bottle of Aquafina water costs $1.01. A 350-gram box of cashews costs $6.07. A bag of dried jackfruit, a very popular snack in Vietnam, costs $2.33. That's everything I need for today. Time to head to the checkout. When I shop at supermarkets, I usually pay with a credit card to earn cash back. The credit card I'm using gives me 6% cash back every time I shop at supermarkets.
No big deal.
My total today is $16.46. These groceries should last me about a week. Now it's time to head home. Now I'm going to cut up the 1.2 kilos of pork shoulder I just bought and put it in the freezer. I'll use it to make braised pork throughout the week. When you live alone and have to take care of yourself, you learn that cooking and storing food properly are important life skills. I was born into a farming family in a rural area of northern Vietnam. When I went to university, I had to leave my family and move to Hanoi to study. I used to live in tiny rental rooms, sometimes only 9 or 10 square meters. They were cramped, and some of them barely had any natural light because the window was right up against the wall of the neighboring house. There was a lot of mold. Sometimes there were even cockroaches and rats in the room. From the time I moved to Hanoi for university and later started working, I spent almost 10 years living in places like that. I moved into this apartment in the summer of 2020, around the beginning of the COVID period. A lot has changed in my work life since then. I lost my job and had to find new ones several times. For several years, I was working in an environment that wasn't really a good fit for me, and the commute was quite long. I was exhausted. And now I've quit my job. I'm unemployed. Now I divide the pork into 3 bags and put them in the freezer. For lunch today, I'm taking 1 bag out of the freezer to make some braised pork. I add a few spoonfuls of salt, a little seasoning powder, and some caramel sauce made by caramelizing sugar. Then I add a little water so the pot doesn't dry out. I put everything into the pressure cooker and set it to cook for about 20 minutes. The braised pork is ready now. Look at that color. It looks so rich and flavorful. I portion out some cabbage soup and rice into containers and put them in the fridge so I can heat them up for dinner. For lunch today, I'm having rice, braised pork, cabbage soup, and a boiled egg. Come have lunch with me. Living alone means you learn to do little things yourself. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.